Hey everybody, my name is Angie Morenga. You're watching Just Angie. This is my favorite. I don't know why we always can do a thing about my favorite. My favorite things, and one of my favorite things is makeup, doing makeup, and I have an amazing makeup artist who today I am sharing with all of you. She's going to introduce herself in that camera, and then we're gonna have a conversation.
Yeah, hi, my name is Grace Mwangi. I'm a makeup artist, a teacher, a mother, a sister, a friend, and yeah, makeup is my thing. I love it. I had not planned to do it, but I found myself doing makeup.
Yeah, and that's amazing that it was a journey, something you had not planned.
Yes.
One of the things also, you're an entrepreneur, because I think that you are,
Yes.
because you have a brand called Shades of Beauty. I'm sure they'll put the contacts up, but you can even see them for the branding over there.
Yeah.
And I think you have a vision to multiply yourself, but maybe I'm running ahead of myself. So Grace, why you self-taught how to do makeup, which always shocks me. How and why? What happened?
I don't know how I started makeup, but we used to repair laptops. I used to be a IT. Wow. I used to be in the IT industry, and then it just ran out of business. So laptop were people are no longer using laptops. So people started using a phone, because you could send email via your phone. Everything you can do with your phone, you can do using your laptop. So the business was not doing well, so people were being cut off, and finally my turn came and I had to stay at home. And I remember I stayed at home for 3 years praying, asking God, why are you? God was silent. What is happening? It is weird because he always answers. He always gives you hints, but he was silent for 3 years. So I met someone and told me, I like how you've done your eyebrows. Can you do my Rura show? And then I'll pay you. And that person gave me 5,000 bob. I will never forget. That 5,000 bob bought everything. Back then, we could not afford very expensive makeup, but we went downtown, bought some makeup, and I went and I saved that money. I remember I was very broke, and I was like, that can be a business. So that's how I started pole. No one was there to teach back then. 6 years ago, no one was there teaching. And even those who were in the industry were not willing to share their process, and they were not willing to teach you. So that's how I started, and pole. Nowadays, I look at the makeup I did 6 years ago, I start laughing at myself.
Because it wasn't ridiculous. But I guess it's all part of the process.
Yes.
Because it wasn't good makeup.
It was not good. But people were so happy. I wish you could see people's faces. All like, oh my God, I look different. I like my eyebrows. I've never looked like this. But makeup evolves. Every year there's new design, there's new way, technique of doing makeup. So we have learned and we have evolved.
Okay.
Yes.
And so I wanted this to be about your story and your journey. So well done. Congratulations, I think, on reinventing self and finding a skill, because you're really good at it. You're very good at what you do. I've had several makeup artists and I've had several experiences, but I must say that I really love the way that you do my makeup and the way that you've understood my skin and the way that I want to do it. And it's true, because the other day you did Althea's makeup.
Yes.
And Althea is a difficult person to do makeup for. I was so nervous. But she was like, wow, that's really good, because you got it right. And that's what is important.
Yeah.
Is that you can't do the same face beat on everyone. Because people have different ways that they want their face to come out.
Yes.
And I like that you understand that perception. So every time you didn't even bring your box that you come with makeup, I'm always like, honestly to God, Grace, is this just the industry? Because it's a big industry.
Yeah.
The makeup industry is a big industry, multi-billion-dollar industry. When I walk into like shops even overseas, and the amount, the choices, there are too many. I usually walk in and walk out because I can't. It's a whole room of makeup. I mean, these are too many choices. My brain freezes. I say, let me go. So I wanted also to discuss some of the things that we do when you're doing makeup. So sometimes you start with a primer. So what's a primer and why? And just give them small snippets. You don't have to give them the whole lecture. They can come and enroll in a class, but why primer?
Yeah, so when we're doing makeup, before we start with a primer, we start with moisturizing the face.
Okay.
But most of the time, the clients come when they're ready. They've already moisturized their face because everyone has different type of face. Some products don't work on all the client. So we advise the clients to moisturize their face with theirs. If they come, their face is totally dry, that's when we use ours. And then we follow up with primer. So primer acts as a barrier between your skin and the makeup. Some makeup might react with your skin. So most of the time primer acts as a barrier, and also primer helps you not to shine. And for people who have dry skin, because there are people who have dry skin, there are people who have oily skin, and then there are those who have combination. So primer also helps to hydrate your skin, so that if your skin is dry, you don't look like it's very dry, because it can look very dry and it's not a good look. Actually, it makes you look older. If your skin is oily, we use a mattifying primer so that you don't look oily. Yeah.
So that's the first step.
So that's the work of the primer. Yes.
Okay. So you put the primer on, get it dry, then you do the eyebrows.
Yes. Then
every time you do my eyebrows, you don't even bring your pencils, but no eyebrow, me, I can't do. I'm like, how could I do this? I'm never going to create a mode, because the other thing I want to talk about as we talk about eyebrows is there's a trend that's going on.
Yes.
That's microblading, isn't it?
Yeah.
But people with diabetes cannot do microblading because you're creating a scar.
Yeah.
But anyway, maybe tell me principles behind the microblading. There are a few questions I'd even asked you earlier, but
So microblading is it's a semi-permanent tattoo. It's kind of like a tattoo.
It's like a tattoo, yeah.
That I would highly recommend, if because eyebrows is one of the largest struggle women have.
Imagine.
Yeah, because even
I
our class.
Because me, I struggle.
Yes, with our class, when you're having classes, eyebrows take the longest. We do eyebrows like 2 weeks, and then the rest of the 2 weeks.
Also, you do run classes, by the way, so they can contact you to get classes.
Yes. So when we're doing classes, eyebrows take the longest. You can't get them. Sometimes they're not twins, they're not sisters, they're not cooperating. Me, sometimes I even live without eyebrows. I can't do them when I'm in a hurry, and I'm a makeup artist. I've been doing this for long. Yeah, so I would recommend whoever, if you have the money, please do microblading, because it saves you time, and it just saves you time. When you do your eyebrow is most of the makeup. Eyebrow is like 30% of the makeup we do. If your eyebrows are done, it's like you have your makeup done. Yeah.
And it's true, because I can do the rest of my makeup.
Yes.
I can do
the
primer, I can do the foundation. The only thing I can't do
is
my
eyebrows.
Those ones I cannot do. So I guess that would be it. But also I asked you a question as we go on, because the microblading, there's some which I've seen don't come out right.
Yes.
They come out, it's supposed to be a tattoo. Some it looks really good, but some it turns even like a green color.
Yes.
And it doesn't look really good. What is all that about?
It depends with the type of your skin and how well your skin takes the ink. As I said earlier, microblading is like tattoo. Tattoo tends to take the color different on different skin. Mine might be deeper or darker than yours. Some are not good. Also, the products that those people who are doing microblading
are using,
the ones they are using might not be good as well. So you find out that I've seen even a brow that was looking gray, and I was like, sad. This is one investment that if you want to do, you have to do it right, and you have to get someone who knows how to do. So the skin takes ink differently.
So that's why it will come out looking differently. And that was good for me to know as well, because I wonder why. So I guess even if it's microblading, make sure that you go to somebody who's good, who's certified, who knows what they're doing, and who has done other people's eyebrows, but understand that because of ink, it may come out differently. That's important.
Yeah.
So the eyebrows, even when you do my makeup, you start with my eyes. So you do my eyebrows, you do the eyeshadows, then you put the lashes, which also you have I call this is a good lash, but you like dramatic. So these are very extremely dramatic lashes. These are at least a bit more sober lashes. And these days there are so many products everywhere, you know, on the gram everywhere there are lashes. There's a lot of this is eyeshadows, and they you said even Africans who are making. We're making our own palettes, which is very encouraging, and especially the Nigerians who are making their own palettes. I think that encourages us even as Kenyans. We need to go into this business because there's a whole industry out there. But maybe you want to talk through something about the eyeshadow, the lashes, and then we can move into foundation.
Yes, so when you're choosing your eyeshadow, because we do eyeshadow before the lashes, it depends with what you're wearing.
Yes,
Your
you always
body
ask me
size.
what you're wearing.
Yes, what are you wearing? I have to go through your outfits so that I see what I can do that can suit all your outfits. And yeah, so after that, we do the lashes. So when you're choosing the lashes, it depends with the occasion. Even the eyeshadow, you can't do a bright eyeshadow when you're going to a meeting or an interview.
Work.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you're picking eyelashes, we'd recommend this for work.
Yeah. Because they're
interviews, yeah, because they're subtle. When you're doing maybe like filming, the camera can't see it. Yeah, that's why we do the dramatic when we are filming. When you're going for weddings, we also use a bit of dramatic because it's glamour. There are so many colors, so you don't want to be absorbed with other people. At night, we also use dramatic lashes because it's at night, and also do a bit of makeup. Yeah, so that's the technique we use when we are choosing lashes and eyeshadow.
You told me they're bridal lashes as well. That one I didn't understand. So they're more dramatic than these ones?
No, they're not dramatic. They're mink, and then they're a bit curly. So they make eye a bit looking more beautiful than this. I mean, these ones are good, but they're a bit curly and they're expensive. So
that's what you use for bridal?
Yeah, that's what we use for bridal.
Something different for bridal?
Yes.
Okay, and the glue, does it matter?
Yes, it matters because the eye is the most sensitive area. So we normally take care of the eye. If at all you want to buy anything, drugstore, there's high-end product and then there's drugstore. So take care of your eye before even you take care of your skin, because you don't want to lose your sight. So we normally recommend you use an original product, and also use a latex glue, something that you can just remove in the evening. You don't want to
check
struggle.
on it if it's a latex glue.
Yes, if it is a latex glue, because it's a soft glue. Some people use permanent glue and then you end up losing lashes. Yeah, and lashes take long to grow.
To grow again.
Yes.
All right, that's a good one. So even before now, I've even remembered. Then after that, usually, do you put so after primer, then we put the foundation.
Yes.
Then usually put the concealer after.
Yes.
Let's talk about foundation, because there are different foundations for different things. So first of all, I've seen people look really funny in terms of foundation.
Yes.
Then there are tones, undertones, color tones. It's a whole drama story. So talk to me about choosing my foundation.
So when you go to a store, it's like I'm advising you about or advising Kenyans and other people about buying their foundation. When you go to a store, you need to know your undertone.
Okay.
The reason why you go to maybe these stores and you always end up buying the wrong foundation is because there are lights. You need to know yourself before you go to those stores first, so that they don't convince you using the artificial light, and then when you go home you find out that you have a different undertone, or most of the time you don't get your foundation correctly. So you need to know your undertone.
How will I know that? Like, what is mine?
Yours is a warm undertone.
It's a warm undertone,
yes.
Golden almost,
yes.
I think.
So if you want to know your undertone, when I look at you, the first color I see is yellow. So you have a warm undertone or a yellow undertone. When you look at me, I am dark, but not yellow, but not red. So mine is neutral. Okay. Also, we use the palm.
The palm here.
Yes.
Okay.
So you check the veins. If yours is green, you have a warm undertone. Okay. If mine is olive, I have a neutral undertone. And then there is now for the red undertone.
Because there's some people who look good in the red undertone.
Yes, yes. So once you get that, even if you miss your shade, you are safe.
So you need to check on the undertone.
Yes, because undertone is the one that causes ashiness most of the time. So once you know your undertone, the next thing is knowing your shade. You try. Don't try on your face, and then don't do a small patch. Make sure you do a bigger.
So you blend it into your face.
Yeah, you blend it so that you see. If you do a small patch, I can even use a foundation that is lighter, way lighter than my skin tone, and it will blend well, because I've done a small patch and I've done very small amount of foundation, so it won't show. So make sure you do, and make sure you match your neck. Do not match your face, because most of the time your head is carried by your neck. So when you end up when you buy a lighter foundation, you will end up with a neck that is not matching your face. Yeah. Number 2, there are drugstore, and then there is expensive foundation. most of us, of course, mifuko hazitoshani. So you can always divert. There's very good drugstore. This one goes for, if we buy here in Kenya, it's like 2,000 bob, and this one goes for 10,000 bob. So you'll find that this one works wonders more than even this one for 10,000. It suits you better. You also have to know what works for you. Sometimes we buy products that are so expensive, but and you end up storing them at home. So you also know what suits you. You keep trying. Yeah, so you don't have a reason not to slay because of budget. There is budget for everyone.
For everything. There's an affordable budget for every capacity, which I like.
Yes.
I must talk about my Miss Fenty because I really love her products. But I was also amazed. I think it's you who told me that also Fenty does better with lighter skinned people. Maybe it's because she's light skinned, or maybe she's improved them because they're always working and improving them. But for me, the Fenty makeup, it looks like skin and it feels like skin. And we're not paid to advertise. But I must say what has worked well with me. I love the Fenty products. I just love the way it goes on the skin. I love the color. I love everything. But apparently, you also said that maybe it's because of lighter skin. I don't know how it works for your kind of skin.
So what happens is most of these foundations that are from overseas don't work well with dark skin.
Oh, really?
Yes. So most of them, like Fenty, this is my shade. I bought it for myself. But if I apply it, I will look orange.
Really?
With time, yes, they correct. But I feel like most of them don't understand our skin tone, African skin tone.
The darker skin.
Yes, they always think we all have cool undertone. We don't all have cool undertones. So that's why you find Nigerians are doing well when it comes to
There's
dark.
one product. Is it Zaron?
Zaron and Zikel.
And Zikel.
Yes, Zaron.
That's the Zaron.
This is Zikel.
Okay.
Yeah. So you find them winning because they understand our skin tone.
So for darker skin?
For darker skin tone, yeah. Most of them, like Estee Lauder, you can find, but you really need to struggle. But with them, what saves them is because they have a wide range of shades. They have like 58, maybe, I think it's 58 shades. Undertones. Yeah, 58 different shades of
undertones.
Yes, of foundation.
Yeah, and also just to talk, I mean, I just found that the makeup companies that have been doing a lot of it's not just even makeup, they've been doing a lot of skincare products as well, like if I think of Clinique or Estee Lauder or even Lancome, because even Lancome there was one they made a big mistake about, but then they brought them out. But when I think about those big names in the cosmetic industry, they also really make good foundation.
Yes.
I guess it's because they have the research, they have the laboratories, they have the resources. They've been doing this for a long time. So they were doing a lot in terms of cosmetics, and I don't know, that's what the products for the face. But I find that their makeup is also really good. When they get it right, it's good, because I think they have the capacity to develop these products.
Yes. Like a product like Estee Lauder has mothered a lot of other brands, like Bobbi Brown falls under Estee Lauder, and they have a wide range of skincare as well. So they have been in the game for a long time, and they understand what they are doing. With time, I only find products that are new in the market struggling with our undertone, but with time they correct. That's the beauty.
Yes, because even I remember struggling with one sort of shade for Lancome, but I think they corrected it.
Yeah, they corrected it with time.
Okay, so that's your foundation.
Yes.
Know your undertone.
Yes.
Test the product on a bigger space.
Yes.
Don't just test a dot, test a lot, and test even the neck.
Yes.
And how it's going to blend into the neck. So you put on your foundation, you do it with the beauty blender. We wet it. I don't know why. Why do we wet the beauty blender or the brush? But I don't know, why do we wet it?
We wet it because when it's dry, it's small. But then the moment you wet it, it will double in size. But when it expands, it blends better because it does not absorb product. Instead, it deposits on your skin.
Yeah.
But then also you can use a brush instead.
These brushes of yours, and today you brought very few.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You can use a brush.
Yes, you can use a brush.
Their foundation.
Yes, there are people who prefer to use brush over beauty blender. There are others who prefer to use beauty blender over brush. Yes.
So it's just on your preference.
Yes.
But you have to blend it.
You have
That's
to blend
another secret with makeup. When you put your foundation on, you have to blend it. It must blend it to the whole skin, and it can't stop here. You know, even housewives like stopping here. You must blend it down into your neck as well, so that the whole face is covered.
Yes, because you see people in town and they have makeup that you feel like you can peel it. It has ended just
like a mask.
here. Yeah, it's like a mask. Yeah,
instead
so you
of
have
everywhere.
to just drag it down.
Concealer.
So I
what
bought
are we
two.
concealing now? Makeup business.
So when you're buying a concealer, you have to know why are you buying the concealer. What are you buying the concealer for? You can buy to hide your blemishes. You can buy to correct. You can buy to highlight and contour. Yes. So there are two types of concealer. There is the liquid concealer, and then there is the, this is called cream concealer. So also it depends with the type of skin you have. If your skin is oily, you'll tend to use a lot of liquid concealer. Also with the foundation, don't use a cream foundation when your skin is oily. The whole day, your foundation will be dripping almost. So when you're buying concealer, you have to know your skin type. And you can, if your skin is dry, you can use the liquid concealer. If your skin is when your skin is dry, you can use the cream concealer. When your skin is oily, you can use the liquid concealer. When you want to correct, maybe you have a birthmark, a light birthmark, or a black birthmark, or you have blemishes on your face, you tend to use an orange corrector. It's a concealer, but it's orange. So you put it underneath, and then you put your foundation on top. Or you can just buy a concealer that is the same shade with your foundation. You put it underneath, you just do small patches, and then you put your foundation on top. Then your face will be the same color, or you'll have the same consistency all through. When you're highlighting, now you don't buy the same shade as your foundation.
You buy a darker one.
Yes, when you're highlighting, you go a shade lighter. Yes. Okay. So you do under your eyes, on your forehead, you go a shade lighter to give your face dimension. When you just do foundation alone, your makeup tends to look boring. In fact, your face just looks round. It doesn't have anything going on. Like, it's just basic makeup. Yes. So when you use a concealer, it gives your face dimension. It makes under your eye look brighter. You won't look tired, because sometimes you see someone looking tired. You can help with this. Yeah, you can just highlight and her face will rejuvenate. When you're contouring, now when you use a darker concealer. And the contour, I see you putting it around here. Yeah. And my cheekbones. Yeah, around your cheekbones and your nose, to make your nose a little bit slimmer. Or you can even make, some people have a very narrow nose and they want to make it wider. So you can use concealer as well. But now when you're buying concealer, your foundation is the one that will guide you. When you want to highlight, you buy 2 shades lighter or 1 shade lighter. When you want to contour, you buy 1 shade darker. Yes, so that's the work of concealer. That's a lot of stuff that's going on, and but we have not finished. Then now we come to setting powder. Yeah. So now this is the finish. This is a Clinique one. This is, I don't know which one. So why do we put a setting powder now? So we use a setting powder. Setting powder absorbs oil. Okay. There are people who also use setting powder as a primer. They do it before their foundation. Okay. So setting powder absorbs oil, and then we buy different because of the undertone. This one can even be used to set for someone who's as dark, the darkest person. But we would advise you use something that has undertone, not to give you flashback. Sometimes when you check yourself on the mirror, your makeup looks okay, but when you are outside, maybe in a gathering, and then you take a photo, it gives flashback. You can even see the different, like, I'm almost see the different effects on the face. Yes. Okay. So that is because of setting powder most of the time. So setting powder, a lot of people confuse setting powder with the compact powder, with the finishing powder. Yes. So the work of setting powder is just to set where you have used your highlight concealer, where you have highlighted with your concealer, so that to absorb the excess oil. If you do not do, you'll end up with lines. Sometimes you can see people with smiley lines under their eye. They have a lot of creases, or maybe in their forehead is creasing. That's because you did not set well. Its work mainly is to absorb oil. Yes, that's the work of setting powder. I even hear them saying, I don't want to go there, but anyway, they say baking. Now I'm like, oh Lord, now you put the, Shita was really shaking her head here. So you put your concealer, then you put the setting powder, then you let it bake. Honest to God, why am I letting things bake on my face? Most of the time, people tend to bake if you're very oily. Okay. Yes. Okay. So you put it, it is very dry. Its nature is very dry in the setting powder. It absorbs oil. So when you're very oily, you tend to bake. If your skin is dry, you don't bake. You just set it, and then you use your compact powder to finish. Yeah, to finish. So you bake when your skin is very dry, so that it absorbs more.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So then you put, which one do you put first? Do you put the blush or the finishing powder?
The finishing powder.
So that's overall.
Yes.
My best is, just in case, my favorite is the MAC one. I love the MAC Mineralizer.
Yes.
Dark. That is, I just find it absolutely amazing. So you do your finishing powder, then now you do the blush.
Yes.
And there's this one and there's this one.
Yes.
I've always wondered, why is this luminous now, Grace? Looks orange, but it's the one even used today.
Yes, it's the one I used today. So you use your compact powder to finish everything, to blend everything together. Because right now, after you've done your makeup, you have like 3 different shades. So the compact powder helps everything to blend in together and give a smooth transition. And then after that, now we go to the blush. Blush is used to bring back color to the face. You can do your makeup and end up looking pale. So blush brings back color and youthful to your face.
I guess the rosy cheeks and everything.
The rosy cheek, yes.
Wow.
So that's the work of the blush.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a loose blush and then there's compact blush. Yeah, so it's up to you to decide which one works best.
The only thing we didn't talk about is the brushes, because you didn't bring all of them. I guess one day we'll have you again, because there's so many brushes. I'm like, I'm so tired. So there are blushes to blend, to apply, to, oh gosh, loose powder, for powder. There are just too many.
Yes.
So I guess they can come to your class to understand all the brushes and all the uses and all the capacities of the brush. So I like that. I like that we've gone through the basics of makeup and the things that we need to do. My skin is very oily, so you've known how to do it. And of course, like today is the end of the day. I did my makeup like at 7 in the morning, and it's there and it's good and it continues because we've learned the tricks. So, but I'm just grateful. I hope it's helped somebody out there. But I don't know whether you have any closing statements. Thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you.
I think you really do a good job.
Yeah.
You really know what it is that you're doing. The things that you have learned, I guess, over time. But I know that we are out of time. Maybe we'll invite you again. But do you have any closing statement?
I just want to thank you. I've learned a lot from you. At first, you are not my favorite
I
client.
know. I'm not usually people's favorite, but I usually say when you're brought to me, you're brought to me for a reason.
Yes.
So you come here, then we tattoo things.
Yes. But as time goes by, you became one of those key people in my life. Actually, you became my mentor. My mentor. I don't have any other mentor. It's just you.
Thank you,
and a lot of things happened in my life, spiritually, physically, mentally. A lot of things happened. I think it's because of your prayers. Sometimes I think it's because you're a leader. You just influence people even without knowing. Because I've never come to you and now let's
do a
mentorship
session. No.
I even know there's like a small Bible on your table that always has a message for me.
You,
it's always mine. Yeah. So I've learned a lot. And when I started doing makeup, I didn't know what I was doing. I just started. And with time, I came to realize that it was designed for my purpose in this world, because it has helped a lot of people. It's giving back to the charity. I've become more spiritual via makeup, because sometimes we don't have clients and you pray. I've never prayed the way I pray nowadays, because you were like, where can I call this client and start asking? But then we forget that we have God who sends the client, and then we start praying. So I've prayed more. It has showed me a lot. It has taken me places I've never been to. And it just boosts your energy. After, I know sometimes people come to me and sometimes with a problem, you know, sometimes you're just talking unknowingly and they share a lot, and after that they leave smiling and they're happy because makeup has made them happier, or has just boosted their self-esteem. Yeah, actually one of my clients was telling me this is a therapy room, because when I come and when I leave, I'm 2 different people. So I am grateful, and we do this for God. Yeah, when I started, I was just doing it for money, and with time, you understand your purpose and you come to know that money is illusion. It comes and goes, and God is always there to provide for you. So I've learned a lot from you and from makeup. And I'm praying that one day we'll come back here with our brand. Now we'll be talking about,
I think, Shades of Beauty brand.
And I hope you won't be soft on me. I want you to criticize me on that camera, or that camera, or that camera.
You see
yes.
Now? But
It
I
was
think
tough.
it's important. It was tough.
Yes, it was tough at first.
Yeah, things about timing,
Yes.
coming on time,
Yes.
not coming on time. I don't like those things. And I usually tell people,
Yeah.
please, if this is the time, this is the time I expect you here.
Yes.
And if we're starting my makeup at this time, then
Yes.
you've got to come about 15 minutes earlier because we
Earlier.
have to set up. But it also brought organization to you and to your business because
A
also
lot.
your clients were abusing you. Can you imagine if somebody Grace goes to do somebody's makeup and that's when they're entering the shower? I'm like, no way. Because they're also wasting your time. Those are hours of the day that every hour of yours or every 2 hours, you've timed it. That's money.
Yes.
So you can't waste the whole 2 hours on a 1
Client.
hour, on one client who was supposed to just pay for 1 hour. So I'm glad that we've learned those things.
Yeah, and also learned that it's okay to go.
It's okay to go.
It's okay to
and it's
go.
okay to say no.
Yes.
And it's okay to decline some business.
Yes,
It's all right.
yes,
It won't
yeah.
kill you.
Yeah.
And be professional because you really have. But I really love the way that you do my makeup.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. And I wish Shades of Beauty all the best. I hope you've learned something about one of my favorite things. And I think we're not done. We have to come back now with all the brushes. The brushes are like, I don't know, a million brushes. But we just want to I hope you've learned something. And I think even I need to do a class. So I think it's important to go do a class because we need to look good.
Yes.
We need to look presentable. We don't want to look all caked. We don't want to look like we're like what happened, you know? And also give the makeup artist the work as well. I think that's important because they've studied for it. They know it. They know what they're doing. So, and it also keeps the economy going. You know, even sometimes when I want to go do something for myself,
Yes.
I have a rider. One day I'll bring him as well. I mean, and God will say, and where is that person supposed to get the money from the end of the day? No, send somebody. So if you need to do your makeup, you need to look good, call Grace, call a makeup artist, get your makeup done. Look professional and look good. And let's all keep it moving. So thank you so much. May February. God bless you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Grace.
Bless you too. Thank you.